Hello everyone and welcome to the Divi feature update live. We live stream every Monday on Facebook and YouTube at 6 a.m. Eastern. But sometimes when there's no update, we do skip some days. So maybe I should not say every Monday because last week I didn't do it as well. But anyway, the most important thing here is I'm here today because I'm excited to announce or to talk about our feature update which was released last week, and this is to do with the column structures which you've introduced. There is 14 new types now that we can utilize, and these column structures add additional design capabilities and gives us design freedom to design our layouts in more creative ways. Okay, so that's what we'll be talking about today, and if you can hear me loud and clear, please do let me know in the comments box below. I'm on Facebook, on our YouTube channel, and also on our Facebook page. So please do let me know if you can hear me loud and clear before we continue. Oh wow, quite a lot of you have tuned in. We have Roysa, I think, Viral, we have Dongran, we also have George, Romeo from South Africa. We have Andreas. Awesome. And I also got a message here saying crystal clear. That is fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about these column structures and how we can utilize them. So first of all, if you want to use these column structures, you have to update to the latest Divi. And to update, just go in your, in fact, let me show you how to update it quickly. So I'm just going to switch over here to my desktop. Right, so this is how you update it. You go into your dashboard and then you click on update. So let me just open this in a new tab. Right, the thing is I don't really want to mess this up because I'd saved these column structures. In fact, you know what? I'll just publish this and then I can recreate this. Okay, because sometimes what happens is when you try to do the update, it doesn't show up. So what you need to do is to go to your dashboard over here, like that. And then here where it says updates, you need to click this a few times. Okay, so right now in my case, you can see here all my themes are up to date and all my plugins are up to date. But in your case, if it's not showing up, if the update is not showing up, just click here where it says updates. That will refresh the page and re-download it if it hasn't been downloaded. Okay, so let's come over here to my pages and then I'll show you how to use these column structures. Okay, so I think this is the page I just created. Yes, that it is. Okay, fantastic. So I'm just going to enable the visual builder here. And then what you want to do is to just go to as if you're creating any column. Oh my days. Happens all the time. Hate it. Anyway, so what you do to see these column structures, you just have to click this plus button as if you're adding a new section, and then you want to click on regular. Now look at that. So these are the column structures that have been added. So you can see we have a variety of them, and this will now allow us to create amazing different layouts using Divi. And this has been an update which has been requested, and we've finally delivered it, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, so as usual, what you can do is you can just go in and choose, the structure that you want. So like that, I've just chosen that. So on my left here, I'm just going to add an image module like that. And then over here, you can add, several items. So for now, just to fill up the space, I'm just going to add, like images in there so that you can see how these are added. So I'm just going to add a few more here and then drag them over here to the other column like that. Okay, so you can see here that the layout is nice, it's neat, and it really looks clean. So I'm just going to come over here and just add a background so that I can separate my sections. Okay. Right, so there we go. Right, so so basically this is how you can start using that structure. And also one important thing is, let's say you've created this structure and you want to change it. So what you can do is, let me use this one here that I've already set up. So all you have to do is to come over here to your column structure icon, you click on that, and then it brings up all the structures. So once this is up, this is where now you can go in and change it. So I'm going to change it to this one here, and then straight away you can see that it's been changed, and then I can go in and delete the stuff that I don't need. So for example, this has been now moved over. So I'm just going to delete that. So now we can see that my layout has changed. So that is how quickly you go in and change your structure. So I'll do it one more time. I'll just click here on change column structure, and then you can just click the structure that you're after. So let's go with this one this time. Okay, so now I can go in and delete the ones that I don't need, and then drag the stuff that I need into position. So this means that if you have any column structures that you had before and you wanted to change them, you can now go in and just use this method that I've just shown you to change that structure. Okay, right, so I'm just going to take a quick look here and see if we have any questions. And by the way, if you do have any questions, please do add them in the comments box. Right, we have quite a lot of you now that have joined us again. We have Paul from Russia, Johnny, Andreas, Frederick, George, I think I mentioned George, Digital YouTube from India. Romeo says, haha, I know George. Awesome. Right, we also have Peter from New Zealand. Awesome. It's good to see you all. I'm really excited that you could join me on this show today. So thank you very much for tuning in. Okay, so any questions so far? I mean, if you have any questions, do add those questions in the comments box, and I will do my best to respond to those questions. Right. Okay, I'm just going to check here on Facebook. Oh, wow, we have a lot of love from Facebook as well. So this is really, really awesome. Oh, we have Ian Fletcher from Ipswich. Awesome, awesome. Good to see you. Right, we also have Irfan from Pakistan. Great, 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 great. Now, this is really awesome. All right, so that is the feature, and that's how we use it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in, and I know this is something. When I saw this update, I was just saying to myself, I wonder how it looks in the mobile devices. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's check it out and let's see how these structures look and if they transform very well when we change, the views to tablets and mobile devices. So let's check it out. Right. So again, I'm going to come back here to my desktop, and then to check that, I'm just going to come over here to the bottom here, and then I'm going to start with the tablet. So fingers crossed. I haven't tried it. I haven't tried this actually. So right. So there we go. Wow. So that looks really nice. So you can see there, the structures. It looks really nice the way everything is looking right there. It's brilliant. I think that's really nice. Okay, so let's change this to the mobile view. And again, this looks really, really nice. So you can see that. That looks great. Awesome. Right, so I think that is really, really nice. So I would say, guys, go ahead, start using this. It's really, really cool. And you can see here what I've done on the bottom here. I just added some blurbs and an image here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and build, a few sections with this new feature so we can see how we can creatively use this. But what I'm going to do now to save myself time is to just add a layout from the layout pack, because I need some images from that. So I'm just going to exit the visual builder here. In fact, I need the visual builder. What am I doing? Right, so I'm just going to come over here and add a layout. So I'm going to click this plus button. So for my pre-made layouts, let me see which one I can choose. So I want something with images so I can reuse those images. Wow, there's a lot of very good layouts here to choose from. Okay, so let's go with this construction one. Okay, I'm going to go with that. And okay, I'll say use this layout. And then once I've clicked on use this layout, I'm just going to clear that layout so that I have some images to work with, because this WordPress install is brand new. It doesn't have any images on it. So that's my sneaky way of adding images to my media library. Okay, great. So we have these logos as well, which is great. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear this. So I'm just going to click here on delete and click on yes. Right. So let's start now with our layout. So let's say I want to add some logos on there. So now I can go with, okay, let's go with 6. Hopefully we have 6 here. Okay, so this is going to be my image module. Right, so now I'm going to go in to my media library, and now you'll notice that we have all these images now added in, which is really, really cool. So I'm just going to add some images in there. So this is something that if you wanted to have 6 columns, you had to do it with some CSS code. So, I mean, thank God we don't have to do that now, because it was just a crazy workaround. Okay, so what I'm going to do now to make things easier for me, I'm just going to go in and duplicate these a few times and then just drag these into position. So I'll just create one layout so you can see, you know, how it looks like. Okay, so there we go. So now I can just go in and change it. Go with that one. Save that, choose a different one. Okay, let's go with this one. Upload an image. Save that. Let's change this one as well. Right, so I think I have a few more. In fact, it's one more. So I'm going to add my last one here. So if you are working on a website which needs, let's say, companies you've worked with, so this is how now you can easily, you know, add them on. No CSS code needed. So I think this is really, really cool. Okay, so now let me add another section here. So this one here is going to be a full width, and then I'm going to select full width header. And for this, we are going to add a background image. So again, I'm going to choose an image here from what I've downloaded. So let's go with, I'm going to go with this one here. Okay, so now I can go to design and then make this layout full width. Save that, drag this to the top. Okay, so now we have that. So this now becomes a section of information where you can, you know, companies you've worked with. And also if you want to add more, you can always just duplicate this or just do it that way. And then now you have another row on the bottom. So just in case you have more companies that you want to add on that. Okay, so that's, you know, pretty quick. You can add your icons like that. And then here, I'm just going to add another one, another design. So this time I'm going to go with, let's take a look. Let's go with this one here. Okay, so on the left there, I'm going to add a blurb. And then for the blurb, I'm going to change this image to an icon. So I'm going to click on use icon, just like that. And then I'm just going to choose my icons here. So I'm going to start off with this one here. Go into design, image and icon, change the color. So for now, I'm just going to use grays, okay? I'm not going to go, crazy with the colors. And then I'm going to go back over here to the title, and then I'm going to reduce this text because it's a bit too much, like that. And then I think one more thing I need to do here is just to center my text, like that. Oh, and also on the image and icon, I'm just going to make this slightly smaller. So I think 54 works. Okay, great. So now I have my blurb in position. I'm just going to duplicate this a few times and then drag this into position. Just like that. So this could be your services, maybe. And then over here, I can add, let's say, a video. So I'm just going to search for my video module. Select that. Great. So now I have my video. And then what you may want to do here as well is to go into your row settings and increase the size of this by coming over here to sizing and then clicking on use custom width. And then for the custom width here, I'm going to go with percentage and I'm going to set this to 70%. And pretty much that's all I need to do. So you can see here that quickly I've put together this, this layout. And let me just add a background here so I can distinguish these. Okay, I'm just going to use a light gray. I think that works. Great. So you can see here very quickly, I managed to create this custom layout just by using our latest features, latest column structure features. And by the way, we've added 14 new columns. So there's a lot to play around with. And you can see here with all this, I haven't even used any CSS. So I think this is really cool. So I'm just going to copy row styles here just to make sure that everything here is in line. Paste row styles. So now everything is the same size. I'm just going to delete these because I prefer these to be in the same line. Okay. Great. Okay, so you can see that quickly, by using our brand new column structures, I was able to, to put this layout together. So I would say go ahead, give it a try and see how it works for you. Right, I'm just going to take a quick look here and see if we have any questions. Right. We also have Karen. Karen, thank you very much. Karen from Birmingham, here where I am. So awesome. Good to see you. Right. I'm going to go back over here because I think I've missed quite a lot of questions. I can see so much action happening here in the comments box. Okay. Okay, Karen saying this update is useful. Awesome, I think it's useful as well. Hello, I've used Divi extended column layouts plugin. Right, if you disable the plugin, because obviously, in fact, I shouldn't use the word obviously. The way Divi structure works, it's not connected with the plugin. So if you disable the plugin, you are going to lose those layouts. So make sure that you just create a new section and then just drag all that information from that section which has the plugin information, and then just drag the content onto your new section which has the Divi new structure. So that's what I would do there. I think this question was asked by AV. I think AV. Okay, so that's what I would do in that situation. Okay. George says, Mac, I have an idea. You guys should have maybe create an article that shows the image sizes for all column sizes. Actually, there is an article that we wrote. In fact, this was done by Nathan, my colleague, and I think, it must be Nathan that wrote that article. It goes through all the sizes for the column structures. So what I'll do is I'll find that article. It's on Elegant Themes on our blog. I'll find that article and then I'll post it here in the comments box. But that article really helped me as well because it gives you the optimal sizes of the images that you need to use. So it's a very, very good article. I'll link it in the comments box as well. Okay. Awais, I think Awais says, when will we get the column resizer? Yes, I know what you mean. I'm not sure when we're going to get the column resizer, so I can't really say much, but the one thing that I would say is there's a lot of very cool updates coming to Divi. So behind the scenes, we're working very hard, to make Divi, more and more exciting and bringing all these tools to make your design process even more exciting. So I can't really give you a timescale there, Awais. Sorry about that. Okay, so if you're just joining us, this is the Divi feature update live. We live stream on Mondays at 6 a.m. Eastern. And that is 11 a.m. in the UK or in some parts of Europe. We live stream on Facebook and also on YouTube. Now, this is a show where we go through the latest updates in depth and, try and answer any questions that you may have and also go through some creative ways that you can actually use these updates in your design workflows. So today we've been taking a look at the column structures which have been added to Divi, and these were 14 brand new column structures, which means now we can have 1/6. In fact, you know what, there's a lot to go through. But let me just show you a quick way of getting these column structures. So if I come over here to my desktop, for those of you, I'm just doing this for those of you that have just joined us. So if you click this plus button here to add a new section and you click regular, these are the column structures that have been added. So these just add more creative freedom. We have more capabilities now of using these to create our designs. Okay, so I'll answer a few more questions. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to check on Facebook here and see if we have any questions. Eloise says, what would it look like on a phone? I think I did a quick demo about that, but if you're just joining us, let me just go quickly and show you how that looks on a mobile phone. Right, so I'm just going to switch over here and show you how that looks. So I'm going to come over here and first of all, click on the tablet. So this is the tablet view. So as you can see, that looks really, really nice. It is restructured. And over here as well, that looks really nice. And then on the tablet view, okay, they're all now in one column. So it works really well on all devices, on all screen sizes, okay? Right, let me just take a look and see if we have more questions here. Romain, I think I've just answered that as well by showing you how responsive it is. Right, I'm just going to switch over here to Facebook and make sure I haven't missed any questions. Right, Paul says, Paul has a question here about speciality sections. Let me just show you quickly how those are used. Right, so I'm just going to switch back over here to my desktop. Right, so if you want to add a speciality section, all you have to do is to come over here, click this plus button, and then click on speciality. Right, so I'm just going to choose, let's go with this one right here. So I'm going to select this one. So with this now, in fact, for you to be able to see what is going on here, because it can be confusing when you take a look at it like this. So what I normally use when I use speciality sections is I would come over here to my wireframe mode on the bottom left. So now we can see, where everything is. So if I click this plus button here, I can add my module, because remember, these colors here show us what you can add. So over here, we can add rows, and over here, we can add modules. So over here, let me just add a row. So let me add a 2-column. So in there, we're going to add, let's say, what can we add? Okay, let's add blurbs. Okay, so I'm just going to save that, and then I'm going to duplicate this and drag this over here. Okay, so now this row has 2 blurbs, and then over here I can add, let's say, a video. Oh, let me add an image. Right, so once you've added everything that you need here in terms of your structure and the modules that you need, what I normally do now is to switch back over here to my desktop view, and then go to that section. So here we are. In fact, made a mistake here. I need to add the content in. Okay, so I'm just going to go back over here. So here on the image, if we click the settings, I can add my image right here. I'm going to go to the media library and add my image. Okay, great. And then over here, I'm going to add my content for my blurbs. So I'm just going to call this title, image and icon. I'm going to add, close that. I'm going to use an icon. So let's go with this one. And then for the text, let's add some lorem text. Right, so I will explain, the main differences here. So please just bear with me. Right, so I've added my text there. I'm going to save this now. And then I'm just going to delete this and duplicate this one here, because this one here has all the content that I need. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back over to my desktop mode. Okay, so now we can see that we have an image and these two columns. Okay, now how do we know these are 2 columns? We know that because we have a row right here, okay, within the section. So let me just give this a background color so we can see everything nice and clear. Okay, so we're going to give this a color. Okay, like that. And then I'm just going to go in here quickly and just make some quick adjustments so we can see our text. Change this from dark to light. Okay, so now we can see the text. And then for the image and icon, that one is that size is bothering me, so I might as well just fix it quickly. So I'm going to come over here to icon size and then reduce the size right there. Okay, so now that I've made those changes, I'm just going to delete this one here and then duplicate this one. Okay, then I'm just going to copy the style from here. Oh, in fact, we can't do that. Right, now you may be thinking, okay, this is the same. I mean, we have 2 things here, 2 columns. So what's the main difference between the speciality section and what we've just added here on the top? Well, the main difference is here we have a row. So we can actually go in here and make customizations to this row. So let's say I go into my row settings. I can now go in here and add a custom background for that row. Okay, so I can actually do that. In fact, that's a bit too much. Let me find a color. Okay, maybe something like that. Then I can go into the design here and add some padding. So let's go with 10. In fact, let's try 20. Okay, and then I'm also going to do the same for the left and right, just to give this a little bit of breathing space. But anyway, this is for demo purposes only. So what I've just done here, you couldn't do if you were just using the normal column structure. So this is, a way that you can actually add, different sections here. I mean, you can add a different one here. You can add a call to action if you wanted to. So you can see that this speciality section gives us more flexibility in terms of maybe designing our rows, adding background colors, images if you wanted to do that. But over here, whatever change you need to do to this section has to be applied to the whole section. Whereas here, you can add a color to the section, and if you want to customize some of the content within, you can actually go in and add background images to this row if you wanted to, and all the other row features that we have, you can actually add within the actual section. So that is how speciality sections work. I hope I've explained this clearly. So if you have more questions on that, I can try and respond to that. Okay, so let's take a quick look here and see if there's more questions. Mitch says, does the new feature support nested columns or nested rows yet? No, this new feature does not support that. This is just, the column structures. But if you wanted to nest, you can use the speciality section as I've just done in this quick demo. Okay, I'm just going to check here on Facebook. Oh, I noticed that Vlad has just joined the stream. Awesome. Vlad is my colleague here at Elegant Themes. So good to see you, Vlad. Right. Romain says, do you have any updates to make it more responsive on tablet landscape mode? Right. There's two ways you can do this. You can either use CSS to make it specific to how you want it to be responsive, or you can design specific sections for which whatever view that you want to design for. So for example, let's say you have a desktop view which you want to show differently on a mobile device. So what you can do is you can design that view and disable it from the desktop and mobile, and then design the mobile view and disable it from the desktop and tablet and so on. So that's one way you could do it. But I've noticed that quite a few developers also go in and specifically add sizes to their CSS. I mean, using CSS. I haven't tried it myself, but this is something that can be achieved. Okay. Right, so I'm going to switch over here to Facebook and see if we have more questions here on Facebook. Okay, so looks like we don't have any more questions here on Facebook. Okay, so I'd like to say to everyone that joined me today on the live stream, thank you very much for doing so. I'd really appreciate it. And for those of you who are celebrating, I think oh, I don't want to mess this up, but I know there's a holiday in America. So if you're from America, I would say, happy holiday. I won't try and guess which one it is, but I know you're celebrating a holiday there. So perhaps maybe you can let me know which one it is on Facebook. But anyway, we are going to be releasing new features in the upcoming weeks. There's a lot we're going to be adding to Elegant Themes to make it even much exciting to use, giving you all these creative capabilities. So do keep an eye on our channels. And this is where we'll be posting all our updates. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. And also on our Facebook page, because this is where, we get to post all our videos. For anyone that has just joined us late today on our live stream, you can also watch this whole live stream on Facebook or on our YouTube channel. So these are all saved. So once again, I'd like to say thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you again next week with new features to enable Divi to make it even more awesome. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Take care.